Welcome to today's Barefoot Morning Letter, where we're diving deep into the scientific cure for inflammation. We're going to break down the science behind it and look at some truly incredible real-world results. Let's get right into it. So, let's start with a question that might just change the way you think about health. What if the most powerful cure for chronic disease wasn't in a lab or a pharmacy, but was totally free and literally right under your feet? Okay, to understand the cure, we first have to really understand the problem. And that problem is something your body actually creates itself. It's called inflammation. Inflammation gets a really bad rap, but its original purpose is nothing short of brilliant. Think of it as your body's own personal team of firefighters and paramedics, rushing to the scene of an injury to put out the fire and fix the damage. It's a good thing. But here's where the trouble starts. The problem happens when the fire is out, but the alarm bells just keep on ringing. That's chronic inflammation. The emergency response gets stuck in the on position, and that, right there, becomes the hidden root cause of so many diseases we face today.
So what is actually going on at a microscopic level when inflammation goes rogue like this? Well, it creates a really dangerous and vicious cycle. Let's look at the science. Okay, so during an inflammatory response, your immune system unleashes these little troublemakers called free radicals. Their job is to attack and destroy bad guys, like bacteria. But in a chronic state, they start to cause a ton of collateral damage. And here's the easiest way to picture what's happening. Think of these free radicals as tiny, desperate thieves. They're missing a crucial part, an electron, and to make themselves whole again, they will aggressively steal one from any healthy cell nearby, damaging that cell in the process. And this is the absolute key to the whole problem. Your body sees the damage from that theft as a brand new injury. So what does it do? It sounds the alarm and calls for, you guessed it, more inflammation. This creates a relentless, self-perpetuating cycle of damage that just spirals and spirals. It's really fascinating when you think about it. The body's natural response is to create this inflammatory barricade to wall off a problem. But something like cortisone often just suppresses that entire response. Now, that might make you feel better in the short term, but it could actually allow the underlying threat to spread. Okay, so we've got this vicious cycle of damage. But what if there was a simple, natural way to break it? Well, there is, and it's incredibly powerful. It turns out the surface of our planet is basically a giant natural battery. It has a negative charge, which means it's a virtually limitless reservoir of free electrons, the exact same things those free radical thieves are trying to steal inside your body. So when you put your bare skin directly on the ground, a practice called barefoot walking, you plug yourself into that natural energy source. You create this connection that allows your body to absorb those healing electrons directly from the earth. And this is the scientific cure in action. The free electrons you absorb from the earth are so abundant that they just generously give themselves to those free radical thieves. This neutralizes them, it satisfies their need to steal, and it stops that vicious cycle of inflammation dead in its tracks. It's so simple. It's brilliant. Now, the science is one thing, right? It's compelling. But the real-life stories, the results people are getting, that's where this becomes absolutely undeniable. Let's start with O. Wanbuk. I mean, can you imagine 21 years of back pain and a terrifying ALS diagnosis? He committed to 7 hours of daily barefoot walking, and he reports that his symptoms have stopped getting worse. Incredible. Then you have Oh Yeon Ok's amazing story. After fighting 3 relapses of breast cancer, she started barefoot walking. She says that after just 3 months, her tumor disappeared, and all signs of inflammation were gone. And what about Kim Dae-sung, left paralyzed after a stroke? He says that after only 10 weeks of this simple practice, his paralysis was resolved. He says, I have a new life. Just powerful. And one more here. Young Hung-was-san, 35 years of living with diabetes. After 6 months of daily barefoot walking, her key blood sugar marker dropped from a dangerous 9.9 all the way down to 6.5. That is a life-changing improvement. Feeling inspired yet? I mean, how could you not be? So let's talk about how you can start your own healing journey, and most importantly, how to do it safely. There are just 4 really simple but essential steps. First, safety first. Just make sure your tetanus vaccination is up to date. Second, start slow. You don't need to do hours at first. Just 10-15 minutes on a safe surface like grass or sand is perfect. Third,
And this is so important, especially in the winter. After every single walk, you have to wash your feet thoroughly and then apply a generous amount of moisturizer. This is absolutely crucial to prevent your heels from cracking. And finally, number 4, be consistent. This isn't a magic pill. Daily practice is where the real cure happens. Consistency is everything.
Starting any new habit is always easier when you have a community and some support. And the great news is, you are definitely not alone on this path. Look, at the end of the day, we can talk about the science and the stories all day long, but the most powerful proof is going to be your own experience. We really truly encourage you to just take that first step, kick off your shoes, and try it for yourself. And to connect with an amazing community, to share all sorts of great information, and to find support on your journey, we highly recommend joining the National Barefoot Walking Movement headquarters over on Naver Cafe. It really seems like the cure for better health might just be simpler and more accessible than we ever thought possible. If you found this explainer valuable, please help support us by hitting that subscribe button, giving it a like, and turning on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for tuning in.